There are two types of love. One is the love that happens when you are feeling lonely. As a need, you go to the other. The other love arises when you are not feeling lonely, but alone. In the first case, you go to get something. In the second case, you go to give something. A giver is an emperor. Love that arises out of aloneness is not ordinary love. It has nothing to do with lust, on the contrary. It is the greatest transformation of lust into love. And love makes you individual. If it doesn't make you an individual, if it tries to make you a slave, then it is not love, it is hate pretending love. Love of this type kills, destroys the individuality of the other. It makes you less of an individual, it pulls you down. You are not enhanced, you don't become graceful. You are being pulled into the mud, and everybody who is tangled up in that kind of relationship starts feeling that he is settling with something dirty. Love should give you freedom, never settle for less. Love should make you completely free, a wanderer in the sky of freedom, with no roots attached anywhere. Love is not an attachment, lust is so. Meditation and love are the two ways to attain the individuality I am talking about. Both are very deeply related. In fact, they are both aspects of the same coin, love and meditation. If you meditate, sooner or later you will come upon love. If you meditate deeply, sooner or later you will start feeling a tremendous love arising in you that you have never known before, a new quality to your being, a new door opening. You have become a new flame, and you want to share now. If you love deeply, by and by, you will become aware that your love is becoming more and more meditative. A subtle quality of silence is entering in you. Thoughts are disappearing, gaps appearing, silences. You are touching your own depth. Love makes you meditative if it is on the right lines. Meditation makes you loving if it is on the right lines. The darkness of loneliness cannot be fought directly. It is something essential for everyone to understand that there are a few fundamental things which cannot be changed. This is one of the fundamentals. You cannot fight with darkness directly, with loneliness directly, with the fear of isolation directly. The reason is that all these things do not exist, they are simply absences of something, just as darkness is the absence of light. You can go on fighting with this darkness your whole life and you will not succeed, but just a small candle is enough to dispel it. You have to work for the light because it is positive, existential. It exists on its own. And once light comes, anything that was in its absence automatically disappears. Loneliness is similar to darkness. You don't know your aloneness. You have not experienced your aloneness, and its beauty, its tremendous power, its strength. Loneliness and aloneness in the dictionaries are synonymous. But existence does not follow your dictionaries. And nobody has yet tried to make an existential dictionary which will not be contradictory to existence. Loneliness is an absence, because you don't know your aloneness. There is fear. You feel lonely, so you want to cling to something, to somebody, to some relationship, just to hold on to the illusion that you are not lonely. But you know you are, hence the pain. On the other hand, you are clinging to something that is not real, which is just a temporary arrangement, a relationship, a friendship. And while you are in the relationship, you can create a little illusion to forget your loneliness. But this is the problem. Although you can forget a moment your loneliness, just the next moment, you suddenly become aware that the relationship or the friendship is nothing permanent. Yesterday you did not know this man or this woman, you were strangers. Today you are friends. Who knows about tomorrow? Tomorrow you may be strangers again, hence the pain. The illusion gives a certain solace, but it cannot create the reality so that all fear disappears. It represses the fear, so on the surface you feel good. At least you try to feel good. You pretend to feel good to yourself. How wonderful is the relationship? How wonderful is the man or the woman? But behind the illusion, and the illusion is so thin that you can see behind it, there is pain in the heart. Because the heart knows perfectly well that tomorrow things may not be the same. And they are not the same. Your whole life's experience supports that things go on changing. Nothing remains stable. You cannot cling to anything in a changing world. You wanted to make your friendship something permanent. But your wanting is against the law of change, and that law is not going to make exceptions. It simply goes on doing its own thing. It will change. Everything will change. Perhaps in the long run you will understand one day that it was good that it did not listen to you. That existence did not bother about you, and just went on doing whatever it wanted to do, not according to your desire. It may take a little time for you to understand. You want this friend to be your friend forever, but tomorrow he turns into an enemy. Or simply, you get lost, and he is no longer with you. Somebody else fills the gap who is a far superior being. Then suddenly you realize it was good that the other one got lost, otherwise you would have been stuck with him. But still the lesson never goes so deep that you stop asking for permanence. I used to know one man who said, "I trust only money, nothing else." I said, "You are making a very significant statement." He said, "Everybody changes. You cannot rely on anybody. And as you get older, only your money is yours. Nobody cares, not even your son, not even your wife. If you have money, they all care, they all respect you because you have money. If you don't have money, you become a beggar." His saying that the only thing in the world to trust is money comes out of a long experience of life, of getting cheated again and again by the people he trusted. And he thought they loved him, but they were all around him for money. But, I told him, at the moment of death, money is not going to be with you. You can have an illusion that at least money is with you. But as your breathing stops, money is no longer with you. You have earned something, but it will be left on this side. You cannot carry it beyond death. You will fall into a deep loneliness, which you have been hiding behind the facade of money. There are people who are after power, but the reason is the same. When they are in power, so many people are with them. Millions of people are under their domination. They are not alone. They are great political and religious leaders. But power changes. One day you have it, another day it is gone, and suddenly, the whole illusion disappears. You are lonely as nobody else is, because others are at least accustomed to being lonely. You are not accustomed, your loneliness hurts you more. Society has tried to make arrangements so you can forget loneliness. Arranged marriages are just an effort so that you know your wife is with you. All religions resist divorce for the simple reason that if divorce is allowed, then the basic purpose marriage was invented for is destroyed. The basic purpose was to give you a companion, a lifelong companion. But even though a wife will be with you or a husband will be with you for your whole life, that does not mean that love remains the same. In fact, rather than giving you a companion, they give you a burden to carry. You were lonely, already in trouble. And now you have to carry another person who is lonely. And in this life there is no hope, because once love disappears, you both are lonely, and both have to tolerate each other. Now, it is not a question of being enchanted by each other at the most. You can patiently tolerate each other. Your loneliness has not been changed by the social strategy of marriage.